Yo, what you saying, mate? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. How
Yeah,
are you?
23rd century, motherfucker. All right.
What? Nice.
So go on,
Does
what you
everyone does everyone wear glasses? I'm
pardon?
guessing has the sun already started its supernova? Is that why you need to wear glasses?
No, I don't know. I just think it's a alter ego thing, you know? Just, just,
Nice.
just a little g game changer to get me scatting a little bit. You know
Do
how
you,
these things go.
are you a scatter or a de-dapper? Because
Yeah.
I tend to do that.
Bow.
See, I'm more like da-da-da-da-dee-da-da-da-da. Kind of like that.
Yeah.
The D-dap.
I'm sorry?
The D-dap.
The DDAP rap. Nice.
Yeah,
DDAP.
that's the one.
Yeah. Wow, wow, wow.
So, what's news? What's been going on?
I don't know. What do you think of the light as my eyes from the glasses? It's kind of like Terminator shit.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that is Terminator shit right
Yeah.
there.
I've got my cafe latte.
Nice,
Yeah. Some tobacco to smoke.
nice.
Grapefruit juice.
You're all prepared. I've got water. That's about it. But to be fair, I had a cracking meal.
What did you have?
Haloshkis, haloshkas.
Moshki. Ah, Shana Tova.
Yeah, that's the one. Eastern European little cabbage parcels with the meat.
Oh, they're amazing, man.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's very cool.
I'm jealous, mate. What I've had I had some like I had a Greg's chicken sandwich for dinner, and it was pretty dry
Mm.
to say the least.
Usually that stuff is packed with mayonnaise.
Yeah, it's like the Mexican one. It's like it's kind of nice, but at the same time, it's just wrong. You don't know what the fuck they're putting in that, but I didn't. I was gonna go for the burger, but I was like, no, I'll keep my stomach light. I'll stay. I don't want to.
Do you remember there was like some they raised the taxes for Greggs like a few years back, and there was
Oh
this
yeah.
whole people
Yeah,
about George Osborne. He raised a tax on Greggs specifically.
yeah.
It was a personal attack on the working class.
Oh, it was the pie. Was it the pies? Pasties? No. It
Yeah, yeah, that's the one. The
was a
past.
pasty tax, not Greg's.
No, oh, not Greggs. It's pasties. But I think they called it the Greggs tax. No, I think they called it that, but it wasn't just Greggs. Maybe
Well,
I'll
yeah.
have to look it up.
You're going to show me something before I go on. When we talk,
What's that? Oh, so
from the beloved.
this isn't like in homage. It's kind of like quite relevant. I'm showing you this now before I show you with the India. They managed to get the satellite successfully orbiting around Mars today to do the scan of the Mars environment to check,
Okay.
the recent gas, blah blah blah. So it's the original paper of Man Lands on the Moon.
Wait, yeah. Where was that? In the loft?
Yeah, I think so. But it's in pretty good condition.
Yeah, it's got a fucking dirt. It's got a dirty fold on it. That needs a good iron. Get a butler.
Yeah, yeah. Household butler coming in like that. But
Okay. Pardon?
apart from the folds, it's pretty good condition.
Good, good, nice. Well, look after that one.
Yeah. Well, I think Dad's got it safekeeping.
I've not brought any content to like share from the backgrounds like you just had whipped out a fucking newspaper of the day the man landed on the moon, whether he did or he didn't. But let's
Yeah.
not talk conspiracies. It's probably likely happened. But then again, whatever.
Well,
I
you
hope,
don't. I think it's fact. I don't even. I don't know.
Yeah,
Conspiracy.
it's fact, but I mean, it's kind of like, does it really matter? In the sense, it's not happened since. I don't know. It's sort of like it's probably a monumental moment that
Yeah.
just hasn't happened since. It doesn't need to happen again. This kind of thing. Like, what's the point? You just put a robot on there and it'll do the same job more. It'll do a much better job than any human up there could do. So
True. But then I don't know.
I think this is being saved onto my YouTube account
Okay.
after. Um, I'm not sure how long it stays on for, but
Okay.
regardless.
Nice.
Um, Also, the problem I was having with trying to broadcast was I've got two YouTube accounts, right?
Right.
And I've been having battles with the YouTube like administration guys or their system, right? Because my YouTube account is no like 11 what is it like? It's like NO113999, right?
Okay.
And they don't like me using it.
Why? Because you've got two.
No, because I'm not using my real name.
Weird.
Like, it doesn't like the fact that I'm not using my name, so it won't like give me certain privileges. Whereas on the Google Plus account, I've got two Google Plus accounts.
Yeah.
It would only let me call you and do this properly on the account with my full name.
Is that because they want to be linked up to your email? So
They
you're
want
not.
to know who the fuck I am.
Yeah. Probably.
What's this guy doing? Not me specifically, but anybody who, goes by a certain alias. They want to know on any account. They want to know, and
There's something about because there's some oh man, I read about it yesterday. They're stopping. There's a new. It's like some like quantum. Is it quantum service? One sec. There's a certain link or satellite which stops people spying into what you look up, what the conversations you have, and it's just started up. It's like I'm gonna look it up because it's gonna annoy me that I don't remember the technical term for it. But it's basically stopping all that, stopping people getting your information. It's on like a more secure server. But scientifically proven that it's just me and you, and there's no one else able to get involved in this link without like inviting someone else to the video. No one else can like tap into this or gain information and that's
okay.
across the board.
If I put it public, surely anybody who types in the 23rd century right now, even though we've got no viewers online because nobody knows about it, then it's like then anybody could search for it and join the conversation. Not the conversation, but see the video.
Yeah, that would be true.
So
But
you're saying that it's restricting. It's restrictive.
It's restricting outside parties from looking in. It's creating a safer connection.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah. Okay. That's cool.
Yeah, there's some term, some quantum something or other. Yeah. And there was another thing. There's loads of this coming up. Because I get bored in work, so I've started to look up loads of articles. Someone's managed to not like transport like some quantum particle from one place to 25 kilometers away, like try and transport it over like
Yeah. Over a distance of time or whatever.
they use like a certain wire, like a certain. It's got a man. One sec. It was really interesting, so I know where it is. So here we go. Quantum teleportation of a photon over 25 kilometers. But it wasn't actual like transportation. So they had two identical photons,
Right.
and what did they do? Yeah, fiber optic cable. So they shot it really quickly, speed of light, fiber optic cable,
Mm-hmm.
and they destroyed it. They destroyed it, but they implanted like information into the photon, like about itself. And then once it got destroyed, the information remained and got transferred into like this piece of crystal. And then they found out, even though the proton, the particle, was completely destroyed, extinct, it managed to pass on its information into another object, and therefore kind of was transported.
Teleportation.
Teleportation.
Yeah, man.
Interesting.
Have you seen the mind reading across the internet?
No.
No, they've done that. They've sent thoughts from one individual to another, electrically like connected with whatever, and they've read each other's thoughts basically. So mind reading across the world.
How do they do that?
How do they do any of this shit? I have no idea. How do they build a Hadron Collider?
Yeah, it's true.
It's like China are building a Hadron Collider double the size of the one that is in Europe currently. So
I guess that might have an effect.
destroy the world once they create more than one Higgs boson particle. Who knows?
Create like, well, if it's successful, they create tiny black holes that can't sustain themselves. So
Is
it's
that
not
what
big,
happens?
but they still create black holes. But,
Is that what happens?
yeah. Tiny black holes can't sustain themselves, so they just disappear because of the energy produced. That's in the part of the theory anyway.
Okay.
An article as well about I think you posted it. There's a certain galaxy where the gravity or the mass of the super black hole in the center is greater than the stars and the planets surrounding it or something. And I think it was a collision of two different galaxies or the remains of two broken ones or something that kind of made that happen.
Okay.
Can't remember. That's quite cool. I'd like to read more about black holes.
What sorry man, I was drifting. Were you just giving mention to the article I posted on Facebook?
Yeah, I think so. The one about black holes.
Pardon?
One about the black hole, like there was
In
some.
the middle of the galaxy, right?
Yeah.
And if you were stood somewhere in that galaxy, you'd see like a million stars in the like 100 million stars ahead above you.
Yeah.
Whereas here we only see like a certain amount of stars.
Yeah. I think it was 4,000 from what I remember.
4,000, but that can't be right. It was 4,000, but maybe the article's just wrong.
Yeah. So
Could-
imagine it being more.
Surely we see more.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
We definitely see more. I mean, come on, we've seen those pictures of space at night and shit.
But maybe that's just from 4,000 from what you can see. Maybe surrounding the Earth.
With the naked eye, perhaps.
Yeah.
Either way, it sounded mental.
Yeah.
There's just stars everywhere. Like we can't even imagine. Like there's no even comprehension of that shit. You know,
Yeah.
it's like so beyond our realms of understanding as a human and what we're capable of seeing in reality
Yeah.
is like that kind of stuff should just, in my opinion, just blow people away, but it doesn't.
Yeah. I remember I was thinking this the other day because I was reading another article about space, and it was about a super habitable planet. So it was a planet that they've suggested, if the temperature was right, that this planet, because of the mass of it, would create shallow seas, shallower land, and a more diverse array of life. Because of the sun's bigger and the planet itself was bigger and it was in the right distance, so it would create a super habitable environment. I think the kind of what's the thing, like the peak or the best thing something can get. There's like a certain word for it. Or apparently like the
Where?
I'm trying to think of a word which describes something as being at its peak. Or being the peak, or begins with a P.
The penultimate? No, that's the one before the finish.
It's something like that.
Paramount, like the ultimate.
Anyway, something like that. It's so the peak of the most inhabitable planet can be is something like a lifespan of 10 billion years. Earth is something like 4.5 billion or something like that, around that mark.
Yeah.
Not accurate at all. But 10 billion was the mark for something being like super habitable. And they were saying if there was life on that planet, it would be, if there was intelligent life, it would be at its like peak, at its prime, and it would be more advanced than humans.
Mm-hmm.
And which is fascinating. So I was thinking that was fascinating me.
Right.
And then years back, I remember having this attitude on I think I was talking to Dan. So he's into biology and massively into science and was really interested. I wasn't interested at all in space. I just thought, what's the point? It has no relevance to humans or to social interactions. What's going on in politics at the moment, or what's going on? And then I had this realization from suddenly being really interested in looking at space and being like, well, actually, this is something which can unify cultures and humans, because it's like the last frontier of discovery. Like, if people put all their energies, outside of their domestic realms into looking at, this amazing space around us, surely that would all give us a perception of, we are really small. Right, that's huge. Those simple kind of things, maybe. I don't know.
No, I hear you. It's in the sense that it's having the understanding that we come from the stars.
Yeah.
It's having that base knowledge that is essentially where we come from. There's no, if you don't accept that fact, you're so, or even question that hypothesis.
Yeah.
It's like dumbfounded.
We're made up from stars in a kind of very obscure way, because all the particles, all the gases, everything that made up the Earth came from the the explosion or whatever impact it was from the stars.
Panspermia, asteroids pollinating the planet with life. I mean, they've recently, allegedly, they've found the asteroid that hit the Earth 12,000 years ago and caused the Ice Age, the Paleocene or something, was the epoch that geographers refer to the time period as. That name is wrong, but there's a specific name that they give it. We're in the Holocene period now.
Yeah.
In terms of the geography. and history, whatever. But yeah, so there's like definite evidence out there that asteroids have hit the Earth. You know, we know this fact. It's causes catastrophes, and that it's very likely that life forms exist on asteroids which have pollinated the Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? Why the fuck not?
Well, yeah, it's you know, the amount of evidence and kind of observation we see in history and you know everything, you know, and people record, you know, they can record the Earth, record the ground, and see what's going on.
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, the fact the mitochondria, which I think they help transfer something like protein into energy or something like that. It's in all our cells.
Right.
They're alien. They were alien bacteria, nothing to do with human beings, that were dying out and struggling, and then basically would either infect or almost be like a virus, but a bacteria which was beneficial, and suddenly, and because for humans and for the mitochondria, it was a good relationship where they were helping us create energy and get rid of energy in a kind of more sufficient way. Then evolution is now they're now part of our DNA. But they were alien. They were nothing to do with our DNA or biology before that. Whatever happened happened in terms of the mind. So effectively, we have like alien bacteria as part of our DNA. Whether alien means they were outside the human biology or whether they came from an asteroid, I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think it's outside human biology. But even that small fact within our own planet, something like that happening, you know, must lay more weight on asteroids coming in and bringing life.
Uh-huh. And cool. They reckon, like, you know, there's a lot of foreign elements on the Earth. Perhaps even mushrooms were part of that process. I mean, mushrooms have been found to have some superior, like, I don't know what you call it, genetics or makeup, that, you know, you could put a mushroom, you could use mushrooms to kind of eat away at, like, plastic rubbish and, you know, just rubbish in general, like the fungus, like, and the way that it spreads, and, like, the amount of fungus mushrooms that there are in the world is phenomenal. It's like the most, you know, varied plant on Earth. You know, I don't think there's anything that is more so than the mushroom. Varied.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah, I had no idea. Because obviously we're only aware of mushrooms. Well, I'm only aware of mushrooms that are edible, in terms of, you know.
They've got so many qualities to them as well, like so many useful uses that we don't exploit because we're so material driven and steel and concrete and, you know, whatever else, like they make, you know, these plastics and insulations and all the rest of it. It's kind of, you know, hemp is a wonderful insulator as an example, but we use a manufactured material, you know, instead of just using what's on offer. We create this material that has consequences, whereas they're going to be less if you're just farming hemp to do it. There's no, you know, rational argument otherwise, unless you want to talk about economy and the amount of jobs that are created from using this man-made materials, or, you know.
I guess it could be argued that, you know, if we go down that route and invest in more You know, if there's more investment into like environmental produce and environmental ways to build things using hemp, I'm sure that would create loads of jobs.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've just put this on my Facebook page, but I'll probably take it down just to see if you could post it live.
Okay.
Get people to join the conversation, but maybe next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can put it on Facebook.
Because I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just
Okay.
talking. I don't really know what I'm talking about. I'm just
That's the
talking.
beauty of it, mate. Fuck that, man. No way. Like that's the beauty of it. That's what it's all about. It's like nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. This is the point.
No, it's good. Yeah.
Nobody's an authority on that shit. You know, you can be an authority, you know, and they are so necessary and needed. People who study things and research and, you know, do all this academia, this toing and froing between peers and all the rest of it. But not everybody can be like that. Not everybody can do that. Not everybody wants to do that. But there should always be enough people to do that, whilst everybody else can do their thing. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
And it's like the more we pander to authority and people that claim to know, you know, the more dumb you're going to be, because you stop questioning. You're like, this guy knows more than me. My opinion doesn't count for shit, so I'm not going to say anything. You know, it's like yeah, that's just something that is really, I think as a civilization we do that too much. Like,
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I guess like the encouragement of talk and exploring and expression and just talking about your own ideas
exactly.
encourages you to want to learn more in your own way rather than having someone impose information upon you.
It's not, nobody's ever going to impose information on you. Somebody will fucking try. Somebody's going to try. Everybody's trying to impose. But nobody's ever going to do it unless you let them.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
You know? And all too often, that's the easy option. That's my authority. I don't have to think. You know, that is why one of the base reasons why humans are totally undervaluing themselves, because not believing, because they think there's this authority and there's this divine answer that solved the mystery for them, and all that's important now is to know about, you know, your history of what made you, what made me, and you know, the Tudors and Henry VIII and the Battle of Hastings, you know, that made Britain. Okay, so let's go back and let's keep going back and let's go back to Stonehenge. Do you know what I mean? You know, one of the spectacular things. You know, we've discovered like more stuff about it. I've not even read it, but you know, it's just kind of that dates back older and that's grander and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
You know, that's history. That's human history. That's part of history. You know, why aren't we trying to work out what was going on then? Well, it's kind of and on the point of history. What is it important to learn about history? Yeah, it's important to know history. History is important, but what part of it? You know, is it like how great people were and what created this current situation now, and you know, what steps have happened and what mistakes were made and lessons learned? Or do we want to know the mindset, the minds of our ancestors? What were they thinking? You know, although we've made so many advances, you know, thought revolutions, I don't know, I just think there's a point in history where we stop learning about our ancient ancestors and we just started focusing about recent history.
Even the way recent history is brought to us. So you mentioned things like the Tudors. It's a very, you know, it's based on the royal family and a very select few people who find, obviously, you have to look at them because they had all the power and blah, blah, blah. But then, you're right, what about, what's probably more interesting to me is what were the people doing? What was their culture? What was their way of life? And you don't learn that. I remember, so I was disillusioned with learning about Judaism or Israel and things like that, and their history, and you know, the really old religion, and looking at the Siddur and looking at all the prayers, and it just didn't, you know, there was no point. I wasn't really learning anything, so I wanted to look at, and no one told me about the culture, like the rich culture of Eastern Europe, where, you know, where there were traveling musicians, they lived kind of coexistently with the gypsies, and shared music and food and culture, and you know, that was more interesting. So even recent stuff, recent history, looking at World War II, it's all dates. It's all, this happened on this date, this happened on this date. It's all very factual. But then you read books like Man's Search for Meaning, which has, you know, an incredible insight.
Exactly, mate. Exactly. Man's Search for Meaning. That's. I was going to say that book, but I refrained a minute ago.
Right.
Yeah, because it's like it's your man's choice in any circumstance. You have your choice of attitude. We have a choice of attitude.
Yeah.
You know, we're not encouraged to think in this open manner that we you know, are open to, right? Because that's the first step on the like anywhere, is to be accepting that you don't know and to be open to question everything, like literally everything.
Yeah.
Around you, and come to your own conclusions. Understand what's inside listen to the voice in your head. Have that conversation, you know, because that's the wisest voice that's around. No one else saying anything to you is going to be wiser than what you know is best, deep down. But the problem is, you know, once you have that, you also have to have belief, like real belief in yourself. And that doesn't come easy. That comes with a lot of structure and being amongst the right people.
Yeah. I guess so.
And once you have self-belief, then you can start listening to that voice, and you can and it's saying, you need to do this. Okay, do it. I'm going to do that. Do it. I'm going to do that. Do it. And you just do things, and they just happen. And then reality starts unfolding in front of you. All these thoughts that you're having, this creation that you make. I mean, I stopped these two guys on the overground the other day. They were having a conversation about some ancient civilization, so I just jumped in, like young kids, maybe they were about 20, 22.
Yeah.
And I've told you about my 10 commandments, the first 2 commandments, haven't I? I told you that, didn't I?
Yeah. So, 1 second. Oh, it's about you. It's about yourself. So, I am God is that you are God. You are the one person in control of your life. Kind of that idea, maybe.
Exactly.
And so forth. So, what was then the second one?
I'm God. I'm the maker of my world. Everything I see comes from me.
Yeah.
It's like all my thoughts are a part of me. So I am the thinker. So I am, you know, nobody else is thinking for me, and in turn could be interpreted as somebody saying, I am the Lord your God.
Yeah.
I am the thinker. I am the creator. I am the maker. Right?
Yeah.
But we all are, because we're all like that. And the second one is, I won't worship other gods.
Yeah.
But you're not going to worship other people, and you're not going to. Then the third one is, don't create false idols, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the one.
You know, thou shalt thou shalt not covet thy neighbor. Don't be jealous. Simple. Because jealousy is about wanting something that somebody else has. So stop being jealous and start accepting that person that has what you want and copy it and learn from them.
I would go the opposite way. I would say just accept yourself, and not even, if someone wants to have all the things. If I find jealousy is escaping from facing yourself by looking at someone else and wanting their needs and wanting to be like them, or you want to be more popular and like more friendly or more loud. I think kind of escaping from either your own anxieties and fears, because some people maybe are quiet and they think being quiet's a bad thing. There's the whole introverted extroverted argument, that to be, it's better to be extroverted because you'll be more noticed in the workplace, you'll be more attractive to the opposite sex, same sex, whatever. So I think it's about accepting yourself and realizing that if you have problems or issues, or you're angry and you're putting that anger on jealousy, for example, you want this, you want that person, you want to be like that, then you hate yourself, you hate that person, you're not happy at all. I think the first stage is not accepting the other person at first. I mean, eventually you should try. It's about accepting yourself.
Yeah.
Like, okay, let's say I'm really down at the moment, I'm feeling shit, I'm angry, this and this has happened, I need to deal with this, because I am the most important person.
Yeah.
And people will misinterpret that as being selfish, but if you don't look after yourself, if you don't make yourself happy, and
exactly
the thing you said, you have to love yourself, right?
Yeah, being selfish is sort of like not wanting to mine, give, like not wanting to share. And a lot of people don't want to share. They keep hold of information, but what was the word you just said?
Well, yeah. So I use selfish.
So
I'm changing
me. Yeah, that's the point. This is also another point that nobody's gonna save you, man. You've got to save yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Who the fuck is gonna save you? Don't expect me to save you. You need to be able to help yourself, and then if you're lucky, somebody might give you a hand or help you or guide you. But don't cling on to that person,
Yeah.
It's like you've got to do your thing.
Yeah, definitely.
You've got to get yourself up from the floor. You've got to you've got to wash yourself. You've got to clean your teeth, right? And then you've got to clean your mind. And you've got to work out what's going on up there and who you are. And kind of realize your true potential. Realize how powerful you are.
Yeah.
Do not underestimate that. The power of your mind. The power of your ability to construct how you are and how you act and what you do. It's like people are so numb to that shit. And I just want to slap people in the face. Wake the fuck up. Wake up. You're more than you think you are. You know? What are you doing? Why are you listening? I know why. You know, that's how things have transpired.
Mm.
That's the construction of society.
And I guess it's a gradual process. Like if someone's, because you know most of the time people are kind of waiting or expecting things to be done or expecting things to happen, and then they get in a cycle of maybe like feeling down or depression. It's like, oh, why is life not working out for me? Work's going not well. It's like, I'm not going to progress in work, and they come up and it's the cycle, it's a circle, and then and then suddenly spiral, yeah, downward spiral. But then suddenly the realization, and then you're like, you need to realize, okay, who can help me? And then suddenly you're like, okay, maybe only me, only I can help me, which, only yourself can, like you were saying. But then it's empowering to know, once you recognize it and accept it, that you are the only one who can help you, then you become empowered. And it's empowering, and then suddenly that leads to things like noticing how you react, like you were saying. So once you're empowered, then you're like, okay, I can change how I react. Number one.
Yeah, exactly. Or today I'm going to pay close attention when I'm brushing my teeth, because I never pay close attention to that. I always rush it. I'm always rushing in the morning. I'm always rushing for the train. I'm always running for the train. But you know what? And I've realized that when I get on the train, I'm really huffed and I'm hot in the mornings, Or I get really stressed out when I'm standing on the train in rush hour. I fucking hate it. But you know what? Today, that's the one part of my day I'm going to say, I'm taking control. I'm going to stand on that train and I'm going to like it. I'm going to accept where I am. Yeah. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm just going to accept it today.
Mm.
I'm not going to get angry. I'm not going to bit my horn just because a car's not moving at the junction instantly. After a split second of the driver being unaware that he was now standing at a green light.
Yeah.
Beep! Chill. Calm. The car will move. You will take movement forward. Perhaps it may be not when you expected it, but I expect you to be able to deal with that.
Yeah.
Because you don't control everything.
But maybe you could go the opposite way. Yeah.
You only control yourself.
That is true.
Maybe there's another way.
Yeah, so if everyone, because maybe beeping's fun, it gets rid of frustration, so maybe everyone should just do it for fun. Just beep all the time.
Whoa, yeah, there's that. I appreciate that.
Like, don't like huff and puff, just say it. I fucking hate being on this train. I'm sweaty, I'm hot.
Express it.
Yeah, I'm fucking hot and sweaty. I don't want to stand this close to your face. Neither do I. Get off. And then maybe you're laughing. Maybe I have to be more vocal. So it could work both ways. Maybe the opposite's like a good way to do it. Yeah. I'm knackered.
Yeah. I think we've done like half an hour, mate.
That's good. I felt like it was longer.
Maybe like 45 minutes.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Nice one, man.
It's good.
I put my theatricals on.
I liked it. Yeah, I was trying to well, it's good, like all these things I've been reading about, which I didn't think was any relevance. Like, I just go to work, I'm just reading like an article here or there, like a random article. Oh, that looks interesting, I'll read that. I like reading articles because they're small, they're compact and interesting.
Yeah.
And then yeah, it's nice to be able to like bring them up and think about them in different ways in relation to all these like conjecting things, different ideas. It's good. It's good.
Yeah, but that's another thing. It's like that's what I just said. Like everything happens for a reason, mate. You don't know what the reason is, but it's just a matter of acceptance that you're there. I'm here. I missed that train. Okay, I accept that fact.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's like someone calls me up and says, I'm here and I'm doing this. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go there. And I'm just going to accept that he called me and I'm going to go.
Yeah.
You know, all these obstacles and things that happen. And even if they happen for a reason or not, it doesn't matter, but it's kind of like just accepting it.
Yeah. Well, I guess everything that happens in the moment results in a eventuality or results in
The
future way of being. Everything you learn, all your interactions, the way you react, all these, you know, there must be, I'm sure there's some theory where there's 1,000 million things someone could do it right now, in this moment, which could change, you know, the whole parallel universes, different choices, blah, blah, blah. So you're right, I think everything does happen for a reason, but that reason is for you to discover later on and for you to recognize, maybe.
Yeah.
And
Like, you might have gone to the other shop instead of that shop, and that act, you know, I'm just being wayward, but that act might not have any repercussions for until 10 years' time. You know,
yeah,
you'll never know.
true.
Sliding doors.
The whole, you throw a pebble into the water, you know, and all the ripple effects,
Yeah.
all the imageries.
And it's not even a pebble, mate. It's raining on the ocean, and every drop that lands is that information just spreading out and rippling, and like it's like a thunderstorm out there, mate.
Mm.
Ripples galore.
Ripples galore.
It's just what ripples are you producing? Positive or negative?
Mm.
Anyway, I thought I'd pull my theatrical shit out on you. Just
Oh, it's good. I need to get my Hawaiian shirt on in time. What's that?
get in your face.
Get in your face. Oi!
Oi, I'm at the fucking bar, mate. Can you not see I'm first in line, you cunt? Chill. Chill.
Where you walking? Where you walking, mate? You got the time? Yes.
Give me a drink. Give me a drink. Go on. Okay. 1 second. Chill.
Right. Yeah, I need to get my Hawaiian shirt on next time. And
Yeah. We'll bring some colour to it, and we'll go live.
I've got some. Look, check it. Orange and blue. It's not bad. It's a bit of colour. Orange trousers.
We'll go live on Facebook.
Yeah.
Could do. Yeah. Onslaught.
Oh man. Yeah, good. It's good being tired. I'm happy I'm tired. That's cycling. It's good.
Working hard, man.
It's nice. Gives me more energy and then makes me healthier, tired, doing exercise. It's good.
It's natural, mate. We were put on this planet to hunt. We weren't put on this planet to sit down at a computer screen doing mundane things all day. Type. Like, no, that's not how we were built for 50,000 years. We roamed the savannas hunting
Yeah, no.
until we started to settle and taking magic mushrooms and whatnot to increase our understanding of the world.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps. I'm just prodding. I'm just prodding.
I had a well, because you opened my mind to the ideas of the benefits of magic mushrooms, and also the fact that civilizations have our great ancestors use them, because they were there, they're part of nature, and people gained different insights. But it's funny because the more I've been speaking about it, and not loads, but the conversation I've had is there's been two instances. So the first instance, so the first time I was chatting to it is in Cambodia. So's friend, a guy called Jonas, who says previously he was a very anxious, very kind of all over the shop, mind everywhere, just wasn't happy, he was very manic and almost like just really manic person. And then one day, he did a lot of traveling. I can't remember where it was, but he did like there was some guided magic mushroom kind of ceremony. I think it was with the indigenous tribe to do that. They were guided through, and he told me about his experience and what happened. So he's saying that they were guiding it, and basically you're completely naked to your own self, like you're completely channeled into.
Okay.
And there's no, you're made to. It's like it makes you face yourself. That's what he told me in those words. And then it could be really scary because if someone's not there to guide you, you could just freak out and be scared of it and run the wrong way. But he said someone's there to guide him. He had to face it, and it was like his worst fear. And then they were all sitting around a fire. So he once he'd faced it, he threw it on the fire because he recognised it, and he faced it, and he threw it on the fire. And the whole idea is that it burns away. But he said he completely changed after that. Like he just became a lot more. He calmed down. He kind of had a different outlook on life, and his friends said the same as well. So.
Ow.
My dad.
Sorry.
What was I saying? Yeah. So he said he had like a completely different outlook, and he did. He had a very calm, very relaxed manner about him.
Yeah.
Maybe that was always who he was, and maybe maybe it's just a catalyst for some people. But then another friend who I was talking to said like she doesn't believe in it at all. That people have to be ready to face it themselves without any kind of recreational drugs.
Yeah, absolutely. You don't need drugs. You don't need them. You can do it with them. But who knows what mushrooms and the DMT do to your consciousness? Who knows? What is that? What is that people see in their minds? I mean, we don't know. There's not enough research done into it because they're illegal. So it's like, you're not going to know. Pharmaceutical drugs are legal.
Mm.
As long as you're buying them, they're researching fucking, what is it, GlaxoSmithKline? Like, why the fuck do I know who they are? They're a pharmaceutical company. I don't need to know who GlaxoSmithKline are when, you've got Amanita muscaria or the Liberty Cap.
Mm. True.
Or the acacia bush, which is high in dimethyltryptamine, DMT.
Yeah.
But these things are frowned upon in our society, and that's a struggle. And, it limits research anyway, for research and science and understanding of brain. Like, it's got to, because it does certain things to people's brains. Yeah. It has certain effects on people. That calmingness, that oneness with the world, that understanding of yourself, that, self-therapeutic aspect of it where you analyze certain things under influence. You know, the visions that people have when they're on DMT have profound effects on individuals of what they've seen. They have no way of describing what they've seen, but they've seen something wonderful and magical and just something that's not comprehended, and you know, in that respect. It's,
and I guess times when people do have bad trips, you know, if it was legal and there was more information on it.
Yeah, okay, we could talk about bad trips, but essentially a bad trip perhaps has a lot to do with the way someone approaches taking it, the environment, the mindset, the health of an individual also has implications. So there's always going to be factors like that. And then perhaps there'll be cases where somebody just isn't ready, but that's for the individual to understand the effects before they do it.
Yeah. And then the whole issue about knowing what it is they're taking. And that also, if it was legal,
yeah,
then people would have the product.
But on another note,
I
was listening to a podcast yesterday, and Graham Hancock was discussing, you know, if there was a catastrophe tomorrow, say, for just whatever. I'm not an apocalyptic. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
If there was, which humans on Earth would be able to survive it?
Question.
Yeah.
Survive it. Okay, one sec, just gotta let the dog out. So I think, come on then, come on. Maybe people trained in the military or people trained with outdoor kind of skills.
Right.
So scouts, military.
No, you're in the wrong ballpark, mate. These guys can't produce food.
Okay. So farmers and
people, natives, people living in the rainforest still.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, indigenous tribes.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, just say it happened. They'd be survivors, and we'd be the fools, wouldn't we?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
We'd be the fools.
Yeah.
And these indigenous tribes take hallucinogens. I'm not saying that the life that we live is so different, but essentially there's an essence there. There's a message that's saying something quite profound, really, as to, you know, and a metaphor as to how we're living our lives as in this civilization.
Mm.
You know, that we can't. It's like,
I guess maybe it was like evolutionary for us to develop in this way, because I guess not all of us. It would just be effective if everyone was farmers.
Yeah, but now we're aware of the potential threats to humanity.
Mm.
We're totally aware of them. Asteroids, ourselves, you know, just natural lifespans, temperature changes, you know. We're aware of all these threats, like wars, famine.
Yeah.
But yet, we're striving for something that's not the answer. The answer is to be able to sustain ourselves.
To coexist with nature, kind of in a somatic, fluid way.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, it's frustrating because we have created, we're very creative beings. We've created, you know, if you went hundreds and hundreds of years back, you know, and told and showed the future to people living back in Neanderthal stages, you know, cars that, you know, move on gas and blah 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 and all these things. Like we've created these things from our own, from our perception and observation of the world, our understanding of its physics, and from our own creativity. if we are able to create, you know, computers out of what nature's provided us, surely we can create ways to, you know, live in a more kind of fluid environmental setting, like having buildings. And I think Soph did a project, you know, having buildings designed so that there's trees like on balconies, and there's farms kind of, you know, being laid around. So it's like so you're using space kind of more naturally and environmentally, and so you're building something up, and you're also doing it somatically with nature, and that's possible.
Yeah, absolutely. People have done like archetypes of that, but that's the thing with that whole creativity and understanding yourself and being that individual, that the individual thoughts, and believing in those thoughts is like they will transpire and manifest into reality. And the more people that are taking that approach to thinking, the more shit that's going to be out there that's different and that's forward thinking.
Yeah.
As long, you're coming at it from a certain, the angle that we've been giving reference to.
Yeah. It's like there's that bridge being built, or I don't know if it's being built, or there's a strong proposal for it. Some bridge linking the south to the north, and it was like a park. There was a park on the bridge, and it was like it was in the papers a few months back. They designed this beautiful bridge. It was like this park that you could walk on, and it had a really nice idea about linking the city together through this new kind of green space. Whether you're into like the environment or not, if you like are really passionate about stopping global warming, or if you don't give a shit, like everyone enjoys green spaces and things which are pretty.
It has a medically calming effect on your blood pressure, lowers it. Anyway,
so it's like it makes sense to strive for that.
Yeah, and because what's going on is that we're constantly pandering to power. Oh, help us! Oh, help us! Oh, we're struggling. Whereas no, you know what? I'm not going to ask these guys for anything. I'm just going to do my thing. They are irrelevant to me. Who are they? Who are they?
Yeah.
There's definite importance in having that established. I don't know. It's for me. I just want to totally dismiss it and be like, no. We're gonna do our thing, and it's positive, and we're helping each other out, and it's working, and we're creating things, because we're all moving forward, we're all taking action on our thoughts, and we're all like helping one another out and understanding each other's needs and being empathic, right? As a community, and that's all that's all we need to do. Is create this new structure, because you're not going to overthrow it, because it's the same questions over and over again for millennia.
Yeah.
And now it's time to take control of your own life.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where that's where change starts, right? That's where real change starts, from recognizing that
from within.
Someone.
From within, and making those changes in your life and the understanding that the changes that you're making to your life are having impact on everybody who you're interacting with. It's rubbing off on everyone, on every interaction you have around you. Rippling.
Yeah. Oh, there's some I don't know why I thought of it now, but there was some nice Lord of the Rings quote where Gandalf says to Frodo, and I can't remember the first bit of it, but the main kind of point is in the last where it says, it's what you do that with the time that is given to you. The time that is given to you, this time now that we are spending. And then, it's not waiting around for something to happen. This time is for us now. I kind of like that. And then it's not waiting for the government or expecting things to change because someone else is telling you this is how it's going to be. You can look at these figures and we're going to do this figure and in 5 years' time this is going to happen. Well, your reality is, well, actually, this is my reality now. Housing shit, blah, 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 politics, blah, da, da, da. Can't get a job, things are shite. Like, then it's like, okay, what are the tools I have in front of me? If I need help, where's the help that I can go to get in order to, And I think it's really easy in this country to be like, oh no, my life's shit, my life's hard. And like, I unfortunately, fortunately, I find it very hard I can empathize with that, but I've not been there. But
yeah. Life, the thing is,
we start thinking like this and talking like this, then that person might start to change the way they think. And if we can become empathetic, and they're like, oh, okay, these people, they're listening, they understand, then suddenly they're like, okay, well, then I'm not going to think that I can't do anything because there's people who are listening to me. And then they start to become empowered themselves. So time that is given to us, our own empathetic beliefs, and providing and kind of having this discussion in order to empower other people and making them realize that their time is their own and not to expect anything. Well, I'm going off on a tangent, I think. I don't know.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I get the gist, but I think it's a case of just cultural shift. I think it's a generational thing, what you're referring to.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a definite generational thing, and it exists in a lot of people, and they are the ones who have stuck. They've stopped moving. You know, and you see them everywhere. It's like they're zombies, man. Some of them.
Yeah.
You know, they've got their mind, they've got their life, and they've got their routine.
Mm.
And they've stopped. And they've got their patterns, and they can never break them. And we all have patterns we can't break. But, you know, it's the patterns that they have. They've not dealt with certain things, and they feel that it's too late to deal with them now.
Yeah.
Where it's never too late.
Right.
And we can always change, and change is good. And if you're changing, you'll never be like that. Anybody who takes action on anything in their life and changes it, sees the ramifications. Anyway, then is it loud in the house?
I don't know. I don't think so. I'll check.
Did Mum just come in?
No, the door just banged.
What are you doing?
I was just checking what it was. I think it's just Glenn.
All right, man.
On his backside to the door.
I just wanted to do this. I'm glad I've recorded it. I don't know if it's going to end up on YouTube, but we've been talking about this for a few months now, and it's happened. We took action. We made it happen, and this is what I'm talking about, mate. You know.
I enjoyed it. We should do it again.
We'll do it again. Hopefully, we won't keep running over content.
No.
We're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to bring in different conversations and different people into the conversation.
We could think of topics. So we're not doing that. Not structure it, but have like an idea.
Yeah. I like to freestyle, but I hear you.
Have an idea and then freestyle.
But I think what the kind of stuff we're talking about is pretty good for now. I think maybe anyway.
It was like a broad kind of, I thought it was good. We went into loads of different things.
Yeah, I hope it stays on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll probably listen back to it at the weekend. Give
Yeah.
myself some time and then look back.
And the beauty of conversation is that next time we talk, we'll both be feeling different. Like I'm feeling really tired, and I've had a really long week, long few months, and last time we spoke, we had a really energetic conversation, but this has been a bit more mellow, and then we'll be feeling different. It's a new moon tonight. It's the new moon.
Oh yeah.
So it's kind of we're entering into the new phase, and it's kind of the new phase is always that unsettling, like, have I done everything right? Am I going to do this? Am I going to do that? Oh, I can do that. Planning and sort of feeling from putting closure on something else. So it's the new moon, so everyone's feeling a little bit funny, I feel.
I think that's true. I've noticed that.
Yeah.
I felt that. I'm feeling that. Oh man, okay.
All right, mate. Well, happy Chag Sameach.
Chag Sameach.
Okay, mate. But more importantly, happy new moon.
Happy new moon. Blessed moon.
Yeah.
There's some nice stories about the moon and the sun, how they're in love but they can never see each other. There's some story somewhere. I think it's like, I don't know. I'll look it up online. I'm just making them up, but
it's a great one. It's a good story, mate. You should definitely.
Yeah, I'll talk to the ending, but like, I'll try and think of the full story next time. Anyway, I'll speak to you soon.
Over and out, mate.
Over and out. See you, Joe.
Yeah.
Bye.